Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Troy Hughes with Los Alamos Fire Department, reminding you that fall's upon us and winter's soon coming, so we'll start using our appliances more, like our furnace, our fireplaces. Make sure you get those appliances checked by a certified technician, especially the fireplaces. Make sure you've got a good chimney sweep, get that thing good and clean and ready to burn, and make sure you have a good working CO detector and smoke alarm in your home if you're going to use those appliances.
Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Griffith Gymnasium. And we do have spectators tonight. I guess it's still doing a limited amount of spectators, but it's nice to have a crowd here. And it's not a bad, pretty good crowd, actually. It turns out this is Gene Mortensen along with Mike Mays. And it's going to be our pleasure to bring you this ball game tonight between the Hilltopper girls and the Pojoaque Elkettes. This is a rivalry that goes way, way back, but it's kind of interesting this year because the two powerhouses, at least in the district so far, have been Taos and Moriarty. Moriarty, I think, is favored to win the district, as it turns out, but Pojoaque and Los Alamos have been battling each other for forever, and so tonight they kind of match up pretty well tonight, as they're both 9-9 coming into this ball game, and they're both 0-2 in district play. So this should be interesting, Mike.
Yeah, it should. The Elkettes and the Hilltoppers both coming in tonight. They both need a win to keep pace with of course the Moriarty Pintos. They are the odds-on favorites at this point, and very, very solid team. So both teams looking for their first district win. The Toppers, actually both coming in with the same record just overall as well, 9 wins, 9 losses. is. And both teams really need a spark to kind of get them going. And I think we're just about ready for the national anthem, if I'm not mistaken. Maury Pongrat's on the call. And we're...
He's got to get everybody warmed up to be good sports.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Got to give all the good sports speeches first.
Got to have good sportsmanship.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. Don't throw plastic bottles at the referees, especially full ones. And so, anyway, yeah, this should be an interesting ball game. We've had some really great rivalries and games over the years between Los Alamos and Pojoaque, and and then this goes not only basketball, but boy, I tell you, the volleyball competition between these two schools is unbelievable. And I mean, boy, every year it always comes down to Pojoaque and Los Alamos at the end, and boy, and they battle it out for district supremacy. So, but we have the national anthem at this point. Well, that brings the national anthem to an end, and we're about ready for Maury Pongratz to introduce the starting lineup. So we will have Mike do the same.
Absolutely. For the Pojoaque Valley Elkets tonight, they're coached by John Salazar, coming with a record of 9 wins, 9 losses. And they will start a 5'3" senior, Anissa Herrera. They will also start a 5'7" junior, Amaya Gonzalez, a 5-foot senior, Ray Velarde. Annika Urioste will start. She's a 5'8" junior, and the big girl in the middle, Tani Aquino. She is a 5'11" senior. For the Hilltoppers tonight, getting the starting nod, Lena Chavez. She is 5'3". She is a senior. 5'8" freshman, Gigi Romero. Also starting tonight, Michelle Macias, a 5'10" junior. And Kenya Macias will also get the start tonight. She is a 5'10" senior. And the 5'6" junior guard, Carly Holland. The Hilltoppers coached by Ray Romero, coming in with a record of 9-9 as well. Both of these teams, Gene, 0-2 in district play, and like we said, in dire need at this point of getting into that win column in district.
Yeah, they really are, and it's interesting too. The 5'11" senior Tony Aquino. We've seen a lot of volleyball, and it seemed like she's been on the basketball team since she was in 6th grade. But anyway, she has been around a long time. We've seen her play lots and lots of different things, but all the volleyball games and all the basketball games for, well, I don't know, about 3 years now. So
yeah, it's a 7th-year starter, Tanya Aquino. so getting close to retirement finally.
Yes, I think. And she's going to go up against Michelle Macias. And, well, it looked like Tony controlled the tip, but it went right through Los Alamos. So the Hilltoppers start things off as they get it to Carly Holland. Holland is going to come just to the right of the key. She gets a handoff this time from Kenya Macias, gets it back to Carly Holland out on top. Michelle Macias on the free throw line, passes up a 15-footer, dribbles into traffic, has the ball ripped out of her hands by Amaya Gonzalez. Gonzalez is going to now bring it over to to Anika Uriosi. Hilltoppers steal it away. They get it up to Carly Holland, and Holland just takes off down the floor coast to coast. So Carly Holland starts things off for Los Alamos with a nice breakaway and lays it in for 2. So each team starts things off with a turnover, and the Hilltoppers convert theirs. So out on top right now is Anissa Herrera. Herrera gets the screen from Tony Aquino. There's a little roll-off. Pass inside is almost picked off, this time by Lena Chavez. They're going to get it out on top. They bring it out on top to Anissa Herrera once again. And the Hilltoppers right now, looks like I think they're in a girl-to-girl defense, I think. It's hard to tell that, or it's a matchup zone. But.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either. This could be any number of things.
Yes, there doesn't seem to be any kind of an established defense at this point. But anyway, shot taken by Pojoaque is off. And the rebound comes down now to Lena Chavez. Chavez going to get it to Carly Holland. She gets a screen. Hollywood comes around the screen, puts up the 3-point shot. Rebound comes down now to Annika Uriosi. And so you said Rayanne Velarde. Does she go by Ray?
Ray Velarde.
Oh, okay.
So don't forget it.
I won't. Let me make a note of that. Anissa Herrera gets Tony Aquino. Tony gets away with several walks, and she's immediately tied up. So the alternating possession will go to Pojoaque.
Aquino right there at the free throw line, Gene. Got the ball, took sort of a dribble. Then she was tied up. She didn't look like she really had any plan to do anything.
No, nothing. So the ball now a battle for it standing right on the baseline. Both girls trying to keep from stepping over the line. As it was tied up between Michelle Macias that time, and she was tied up with Amaya Gonzalez. The alternating possession goes to Los Alamos. Down the floor in a hurry comes Gigi Romero. Romero now signaling play number 1. Let's see what that is. Okay. We're going to have Carly Holland shoot a 3. I thought that's what it's going to be. Carly goes into the lane, puts a shot up too hard. Michelle Macias gets the rebound, and she was tied up momentarily, but they don't call anything. Coming down the floor, we're going to have a reach-in foul go among the Hilltoppers, and I'm pretty sure that's going to go to Lena Chavez, and that'll be her first, and the first team foul as Amaya Gonzalez was trying to come up the floor, and they're reached in from Lena. So it's a 2-0 ball game right now. The Hilltoppers up. Carly Holland with the only scoring in this ball game so far. We have 5:20 and to go here in the first quarter. Holding the ball high above her head, Ray Velarde. Pojoaque having a lot of trouble figuring out what to do as the Hilltoppers. And we're going to a traveling violation is going to be called on Lauren Salazar as she went to the floor.
That was the most gradual trip I think I've ever seen. It took her about 6-7 seconds to hit the floor.
Hilltoppers with a 3-on-1. They get it underneath to Emma Raven, and she's going to be fouled by Tony Aquino. And Tony didn't have a chance. I don't know why she just didn't let her shoot it. But the Hilltoppers had a 3-on-1 with Tony Aquino back, and so anyway, so Emma Raven drops it in for 2, and she's going to go to the free throw line, try to complete the 3-point play. So Emma puts it up. This one's going to be off. Rebound comes down to Aquino. So Tony now will start to bring it up herself. Now she's going to hand it over to her point guard, Anissa Herrera, and Anissa will bring it up for the L-Cats with about 4:45 to go. Hilltoppers up 4-0 right now. Penetrating, trying to come down the baseline that time and trying to make the turn that time, and that was Anissa Herrera, but Carly Holland said nothing doing. You're not going to make the turn. So Carly just knocks the ball out of her hands. So it'll be inbounded by Pojoaque on the baseline. They get it to Tony Aquino. a little elbow to the nose of Emma Raven. And then she's immediately tied up, and so tied up by Lena Chavez, and so the alternating possession goes to the to the Elkettes, but I don't know, Mike. This might be a game like that JV game we watched the other night. They actually must have set a record for held balls in that ball game.
We're on pace for that so far.
So Aquino making a move start to move down the lane and deep dishes it underneath. Nice pass from Aquino to Amaya Gonzalez. Gonzalez drops it in for two, and she's fouled. She's going to go to the free throw line, and that personal foul. Going to be a mystery foul here. They finally put it up. Elena Chavez, she picks up her second, and that is the second team foul. So at the free throw line is Amaya Gonzalez, and she drops it in, makes it a 4-3 ball game. Hilltopper coming down the floor. Boy, Hilltopper's had all kinds of numbers because I don't know what that press was by Pojoaque, but they had three girls back trying to press Carly Holland. They bring it now over to Abby Martinez. She's just called for the New Mexico shuffle.
I know that's your favorite call, Gene. And that was a classic New Mexico shuffle.
Yeah, it really was.
That is, and for those unfamiliar with that is not a travel. Yet there is not a referee in the state that doesn't call that.
No, you fake one direction and come back the other. It's an automatic travel, whether you traveled or not. So trying to go down the left side of the lane this time is Anissa Herrera, and she's going to be fouled on her way down the lane. And that one will go to Abby Martinez, but I can't believe they're getting a shooting foul. She wasn't shooting.
No, that was on the floor. I don't understand this at all.
I don't understand any of these continuation calls they call anymore. Anissa Herrera at the free throw line puts in the first, ties the ball game, and she'll have one more. 4-4 ball game with 3:42 remaining here in this first period of play. And Pojoaque, Hilltopper with 2 field goals, and Pojoaque with 1 field goal and now 3 free throws. So
couple of nice free throws there from Herrera.
Yes, it was. Full court press. And a lot of trouble getting it in. They finally do get it into Carly. Carly coming up the floor in a hurry. Hilltoppers have numbers again. Carly's going to tries to dish it underneath to Emma Raven. Picked off by Tony Aquino. And Aquino gets it up now to Anissa Herrera on the dribble. Dribbles out near the half-court circle, looking inside. Now she's signaling some kind of, she's just flopping her wrist up and down. I'm not sure what that indicates, but they spread out. They go into 4 corners. Unbelievable. So I guess that's what flopping the wrist means. So they're going to give it now to Amaya Chavez. Chavez trying to go in, and she's going to be fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line, and that personal foul is going to go to Emma Rabin. So Emma picks up her first personal. That is the fourth team foul.
No, I'm sorry. That is not going to go to Emma.
Not Emma.
That is going to go to Abby Martinez, and that's her second.
So, yeah.
Abby wasn't anywhere close to that.
No, she wasn't. Abby with 2, Lena with 2. And now Carly Holland comes out of the ball game. And Daylin Rodriguez will go in, and she'll check in for Abby Martinez.
So a couple of quick fouls on Martinez. So 2 toppers immediately in this first quarter, picking up a pair of fouls, Chavez and Martinez. So going to have to keep an eye on that. Both of them on the bench right now.
So Amaya Gonzalez at the free throw line. I believe that was Amaya. And puts in 2. Makes it now a 6-4 ball game. Gigi Romero on the baseline, 15-foot little set shot. Rebound comes down to Tara McDonald. Her putback is off, but right there is Emma Raven on the other side of the lane to grab it, and her putback is in. She now has 4 points in the ball game, and it's a 6-6 ball game. Anissa Herrera, the point guard, on the dribble, gets a screen from Aquino. And still on the dribble, she finally decides to give it up over to Amaya Gonzalez. Ball is going to be knocked away, this time by Daylin Rodriguez. Rodriguez loses the handle as she's coming down the floor and gets, she was coming in from the left side. It was a 1-on-1, but she had the steps she needed, but she ends up losing the handle and ends up double dribble. So right now with 2:15 to go in this first quarter, it's a 6-6 ball game. And now Anissa Herrera taking her sweet time of coming across the timeline. She finally does. She gets it to Tony Aquino. Aquino is just going to hand it to Herrera, coming right. Boy, just a little, it's a simple little give and go. She just got it to Aquino, and then she took off. So the ball is stolen away by Pojoaque, stolen back by the Hilltoppers of Sophia Trujillo. And so the freshman brings it down the middle, picks up her dribble, gets it over now to Daylin Rodriguez. And New Mexico shovel.
Unbelievable.
How they can call that is beyond me. Caitlyn Velarde, and there's no way in the world she traveled. No way. Just make that motion, though, and boy, it's automatic, whether you travel or not. So we're down to 1:30 to go here in the first quarter, 8-6 ball game. Lob pass inside to Aquino. This one's going to be stolen away by Tara McDonald. McDonald waits and hands the ball up to hands the ball up. Who took?
I think that was
that Daylin?
I think it was Daylin that took that, and she caught it and she fired within about a half a second of touching the ball. And she was wide open. There was no need to rush the shot, and that went a little awry.
The way she shot it, I thought we were down to 1 second or what. Anyway, still an 8-6 ball game, and so Anissa Herrera on the dribble gets it to Tony Aquino. Aquino is just going to hand it off over to Danielle Romero. Anissa Herrera, I mean, from way out, just barely touches the rim. Tara McDonald with the rebound. We're going to have a reach-in foul, and this one's going to go to Marissa Martinez, who indicates to the referee that Tara elbowed her. So
I don't think she did. I saw nothing of the kind.
No. So Tara now gets the rebound and then gets it over to Carly Hall and overthrows her to the side. Carly trying to save it back in, cannot. So 41 seconds to go. In the ball game for Los Alamos right now, we have Caitlyn Velarde and Carly Holland, Tara McDonald, Emma Raven. Is that Emma? Yes. And Sophia Trujillo. So Anissa Herrera puts the ball on her hip out at the half-court line, and it looks like John Salazar might want to go for one. So a lot of motion right now by Pojoaque. So they're in a major motion offense, or they were at least. Now taking it to the hole, putting the shot up and off is this time is Marissa Martinez. Hilltoppers down the floor in a hurry with under 10 seconds to go, and they lose the ball out of bounds. 8 seconds to go. 8-6 ball game. Pojoaque up on Los Alamos. Anissa Herrera in the corner. They go, and now they just fire up a three. Not a chance. So that'll bring this quarter to an end. 8-6 ball game. I wish I had brought my calculator. And
you're going to need it.
I know it's going to be tough. So 6-8. As the Hilltoppers came up with 3 field goals, no 3-pointers. They were 0 for 1 from the free throw line. And Pojoaque, they had, let's see, I guess I missed that one basket. Let's see who.
So Anissa Herrera with the basket, and
Anissa,
and also Amaya Gonzalez with a old-fashioned 3-point play. So the Elkets up 8-6, a frenetic first quarter there, and both teams having a little trouble holding on to the ball. The Elkets, for most of the first quarter, were dribbling straight into the teeth of the Topper defense, and a lot of tie-ups there for the Toppers. And on the other end, the Hilltoppers having a little trouble finding the handle on the ball. At 3 or 4 just scoot out of bounds on them. So neither team exactly poster children of ball control there. But in any event, the Hellcats with the advantage. We head into this second quarter.
So the Hilltoppers inbound it. Now they're going to throw it into the backcourt. Elena Chavez barely saves it going in. Gigi Romero puts up the shot from three-point line just to the left of the key. That's off. Long rebound comes down to Kenya Macias. Back to Gigi. Gigi thinks about the three, gets it to Carly Holland. Holland's going to take the three. And nice looking shot by Carly. 5 points now for the 5'6" junior. And she makes it now a 9-8 ball game. The Hilltoppers take back the lead. Anissa Herrera pass underneath. Boy, nice pass. And a great block this time by Gigi Romero. So I mean, she was open. Fantastic pass that time from Anissa Herrera. And pass underneath now is picked off by Amaya Gonzalez of Pojoaque. And they just had a traveling violation, which they didn't call. Anissa Herrera, three-point shot. That's good. So Anissa, who put one up before and barely touched the rim, puts up this three, and now makes it an 11-9 ball game. Hilltoppers once again with a 2-on-1, and trying to take it all the way to the hole was Michelle Macias. So she was down there with Kenya Macias, splitting Tony Aquino. So Aquino is going to pick up her. Let's see, she's going to pick up the personal.
And that is her second.
That's her second. And let's see, that is the third team foul on Pojoaque. So at the free throw line, Michelle Macias drops that one in. So that's the first points for Michelle in this ball game. She's ready for shot number 2. This one's also good.
She does not waste any time at the foul line. No. She gets that bounce and the arms up in the air. She's ready to go. Yeah,
and they're nice looking free throws. So the Hilltoppers with a full court press. They finally do bring it across the timeline to Annika Uriosti. Trying to come down the baseline on the left side is Marissa Martinez. She's cut off. They get the pass underneath, and let's see and then they flip it back over to Annika Uriosti, who lays it in for 2. So the good job of penetration by the Hellcats. Carly Holland with it, top of the key, bits it over to. Whoa. That ball must be awfully hot right now, I must say. As Elena Chavez put that thing in from 3. She didn't have that ball in her hand more than a half a second. I mean, it was unbelievable. So, and they get it underneath to Annika Uriosti, and Uriosti lays it in for 2. So the team's now just trading baskets. It's 15-14. Shot by Los Alamos is off. Long rebound is going to come down. Boys, nice, great move. Anissa Herrera made a great move around Gigi Romero, laid it up, and it bounced around forever. She actually went into over the baseline, then she jumped back to get her own rebound. And of course, she can't do that. She had not established herself in bounds. So they get it now to Gigi Romero. Romero, they're going to over to Kenya Macias, now to Carly Holland. So the Hilltoppers just working around. Gigi's going to put up the 3. That's good. Gigi Romero. And the Hilltoppers take back the lead, 17-15.
Third three-pointer of this quarter, and all 3 of them come from just about the exact same spot, right there, just to the left of the top of the key.
Better get a magic marker and mark that spot. Tony Aquino trying to cut down into the right side of the lane, gets the pass, and then loses the ball out of bounds.
Slow start tonight for Aquino.
Yes,
she's lost a couple of nice entry passes. She's been tied up a couple of times. Just had not been able to get on track. A little uncharacteristic for her.
Well, she's always been a thorn in our side. And so, but tonight, like Mike said, a slow start. And we're going to have a personal foul. It's going to be trying to get the ball that time. Marissa Martinez, she's going to pick up her second personal. That's the 4th team foul. 11 for 4. Let's see.
I have 4 fouls and there we go. We are correct. We agree with the scoreboard. That's been a little slim pickings this year.
All the time. Yeah, we really haven't been on the same wavelength of most of this season. Comes over now to Emma Raven. Raven underneath to Kenya Macias. The ball is going to go, well, it didn't go out of bounds. Saved back in by Pojoaque, but they save it right to Gigi Romero, who puts up the 3-point shot. And the rebound comes off the back of the iron over toward the left side of the lane, the right side of the lane, and standing right there for the Hilltoppers is Lena Chavez. She puts it back in, and she's fouled, and she's going to go to the free throw line. So the personal foul went to Ray Velarde. That's going to be her first. That is the 5th team foul. Shot up by Lena Chavez is off. So she does not complete the 3-point play. Tony Aquino standing in the half-court circle right now. Puts the ball on the floor, brings it to the right side to Ray. Velarde is going to bring it over to Amaya Gonzalez. Gonzalez bounces it into Tony Aquino. She gets away with a walk. She's dribbling the ball about over her head, the height of her head. So anyway, we're going to bring it back now to Annika Uriosti. So I don't know what Uriosi's going to take it right down the middle, and she's going to have the ball knocked out of her hands by Lena Chavez. So, well, we're going to have a substitution here. Sofia Trujillo is going to come into the ball game and replace Lena Chavez.
And I think Lena was warned, because after the play was over, she kind of took a half kick at the ball.
Yes, she did.
And that's the basketball equivalent of a yellow card.
Yes. Well, actually, what she was doing was the ball was bouncing in front of her and starting to bounce away from her. So she tried to kick it against the wall. And that's all she was doing. She wasn't like kicking the ball like she was ticked off. All she was trying to do was to bounce it off the wall.
But the officials take umbrage at that.
Yeah.
Anytime you make any attempt to kick a basketball.
Well, the Hilltoppers come up with the ball. They get it down the floor to Carly Holland over to Gigi Romero, and she flips it out to Sofia Trujillo. Hilltoppers with the steal. They get it right now to Carly Velarde. Her shot is off. Right there trailing is Gigi Romero, and she lays it in for 2. And we're going to have a timeout taken here this time by John Salazar. And he's going to make it a full. He wants to talk things over here, but 2 quick baskets for Los Alamos. Let's see. We had Gigi Romero, and who had the one before her?
Sofia Trujillo.
Yeah.
Immediately beforehand. So 23-15 ball game.
Wow.
And Toppers just in the last couple of minutes have really poured on the offense and taken advantage of a couple of transition opportunities.
Look at Carly.
And Carly is...
Boy, she's puffing.
She is huffing and puffing over there. So I don't know if they're going to give her, I see no indication they're going to give her a break, but we'll see what happens here. No, they are going to give her a break, but she has been up and down the court. Been a busy girl tonight, and she definitely needs a breather.
Yeah.
But she's had a heck of a game so far. But nice putback there by Romero, and prompting the timeout by John Salazar. But Los Alamos really starting to take control of this ball game. The Elkettes just having all kinds of trouble hanging on to the ball, and a couple of costly turnovers, and those have turned into quick Los Alamos points on the other end.
The Hilltoppers had 8 points at the end of the quarter. The ball is knocked away by Emma Raven. Loose ball is going to be picked up down the floor, and here comes to Abby Martinez, puts it up. Her shot is off, but she's going to go to the free throw line.
And she's mad she didn't finish that. She is
really
slapping the floor.
And
I thought she was going to finish that even with the foul, and just would not fall.
Abby's going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Has not scored in the ball game, but still hasn't scored as she misses that one. But that Anissa Herrera, that is her first, and that is a 16 foul on Pojoaque. Hilltopper had 8 points at the end of the first quarter, or 6 points actually, and so they anyway, and so they got 24 right now. So they've reeled off 18 points here in about let's see, 4.5 minutes. So a little different from that first quarter. And so the full court press by Los Alamos, and boy, Sofia Trujillo giving Anissa Herrera a fit. And Anissa, you can see Anissa's the kind of girl that doesn't like to be challenged. So Anissa on the dribble, still trying to dribble in. She's going to try to take it all the way in. Puts up a little scoop shot, which had absolutely zero chance to do anything. But the personal foul is going to go to Sofia Trujillo. That's going to be her first. That's the 15 foul, or the 16 foul in Los Alamos.
I've got him for 5.
You have him for 5, so do I. Unbelievable. Anissa Herrera at the free throw line misses the first. She has 6 points in the ball game. She was there earlier. She was 1 for 2. So she's 2:23 remaining. Anissa puts in the second. And so right now it's a 24-16 lead for Los Alamos. 8-point lead. Hilltoppers get it into Tara McDonald. Wide open under the basket is Emma Raven. She just lays it in. So the Hilltopper, Tara McDonald, got the rebound, heaved it down the floor. And I'm not sure. I think that might have been Leonard or Abby Martinez. Abby's going to put up the 3-point shot. That's good. Abby Martinez with the 3. And the Hilltoppers are pouring it on as they now take a 29-16 lead. Boy, what a difference a quarter makes. I'm telling you. 3-point shot by the Cats. That one by Marissa Martinez. And she cans the 3. Makes it now a 29-19 ball game. And Ray Romero wants a timeout with 1:36 remaining here in the first half and a 10-point lead.
Wow, what an effort on that side of the court by Los Alamos, and just taking advantage of a bunch of Pojoaque miscues here. The Elkettes just cannot hang on to the ball right now when they have gotten a chance to shoot. They're actually shooting okay, but they're just there's a lot of problems handling the ball. The passes aren't crisp, but the dribbling's not very good. Los Alamos taking complete advantage. 4 3-pointers in this quarter for Los Alamos by 4 different players.
Yeah, and Pojoaque was moving the ball pretty well in that first quarter, and they've just almost come to a standstill. Full court press after the 3-point shot by Pojoaque and the timeout. Pass comes up the floor to Abby Martinez. Going to get a Sofia Trujillo. Boy, I mean, wanting this. Lauren Armijo, boy, she wanted to shoot that 3-pointer and just decided to think better of it. So, whoa. So Tara, they shot. I don't know what you call that. Abby Martinez dribbled behind the basket, came around the other side, and then, I don't know, trying to reverse layup. That thing just went straight up in the air, but Tara McDonald was able to get a hold of it. And Tony Aquino, after the attempt to steal by Tara, Aquino dishes it off over onto the. I thought Aquino was going to take it in since Tara was out of the picture. Lauren McDonald's going to get it up, and Tara McDonald puts up the left-handed shot, and the rebound comes down to Emma Raven. And Emma has the ball knocked out of her hands. Hilltoppers will inbound under their own basket, baseline right. And Gigi Romero and Carly Holland come back into the ball game. So they're Ray Romero putting some firepower back into the ball game. With 47 seconds to go, and the Hilltoppers will inbound it. They're having a lot of trouble getting it in, but they get it into Gigi, and Gigi's fouled. So Gigi just posted up right next to Anissa Herrera, And I mean, they were both down right on the bottom of the lane on the left side. And then Gigi just took a step in front of her. It doesn't get any easier than that. And Anissa picks up her second personal. So Gigi at the free throw line, and she's going to shoot 2. So Gigi puts in the first and now has 6 points in the ball game. And the Hilltoppers go back to an 11-point lead, 30-19, with 45.8 seconds to go. So that play took about 1 second for Gigi to get fouled. So she now has 7 points. It's a 12-point ball game. Hilltoppers up. Anissa Herrera is going to bring it across. So Anissa and Sophia Trujillo have been Sophia's really been giving her fits. So they're going to try that little give and go again. Tony Aquino takes it to the hole, misses, gets her own rebound, and goes back up with it. And she's fouled, unless he was going to get that foul.
That might be on Gigi.
I think so. Yeah, Gigi Romero. That's only Gigi's first personal. That's the 7th team foul, but that's a shooting foul. So Tony Aquino, who has not scored in the ball game, will be at the free throw line. This one rims around and comes off. So Tony will shoot one more. And Tara McDonald into the ball game now for Los Alamos. So Tara on one side of the lane and Gigi on the other side. And this one is good by Tony. So 31 to 19, 31 to 20 actually should be. But Hilltoppers are bringing it up to Carly Holland. Holland going to get it over to Sophia Trujillo. And Caitlyn Velarde, wide open on the left wing, and she lets the 3 fly, and wow, nothing but net for the 5'6" junior. And the Hilltoppers take a 34-20 lead, and a 3-point shot at the buzzer by Tony Aquino. Was it Aquino?
Yes.
Yeah, Tony Aquino, and she only had 1 point in the ball game, so she was way out there. I mean, she wasn't even close to the 3-point line. She was closer to half court. She just let that thing fly and off the glass and in.
No problem there. Wow, for Tony Aquino, 34-23 ball game here at the break. But what a quarter for Los Alamos.
Wow. I mean,
28 points. Is that right?
Yes.
Unbelievable. I don't remember the last time we had anything close to that.
I don't either.
What a difference.
Pojoaque came up with 15. Actually, they had only come up with 12 until Tony Aquino made that desperation shot. So, yeah, the Hilltoppers, what a quarter the Hilltoppers had as they just had contribution from absolutely everybody in that quarter, as the Hilltoppers in that quarter came up with 5 3-pointers. Pojoaque came up with 3 of their own, as they scored 15 points. The Hilltoppers scored 28 points. Hilltoppers were down by 2 at the end of the at the end of the first quarter, and then Hilltoppers outscored the Elkettes by 13 in that quarter, and so it's an 11-point lead now for Los Alamos after 34-23.
Boy, what a quarter. And even 15 points for the Elkhead, that's in a girls game, that's not a bad total.
No, it is not.
And it didn't even hold a candle to the Toppers. 28 points, 5 3-pointers, and even more than that by 5 different girls.
Yeah, Carrie and Caitlyn, and wow, Abby Martinez, Lena Chavez, and Gigi Romero.
Boy, that is something else. So huge quarter for Los Alamos, and they take a solid lead heading into the second half. So Los Alamos and Pojoaque, as we said, both 0-2 in District 2 4A play. Both of these teams needing a win to keep pace. Moriarty, very tough, and and you really, top to bottom, outside of Moriarty, I think the next 4 slots or next 4 teams, I think pretty even. And, to go down 0-3 near the halfway point of the district season, that is going to be a huge, huge hole to try to get out of. So for Los Alamos, for both teams, really in that first quarter, just really sloppy, really frenetic. Both teams having a little trouble hanging on to the ball. Los Alamos, their passing was not good in the first quarter, but they did correct that in between quarters, and just everything working for Los Alamos. And their defense, taking a little page out of the Sun Devils book, out of the Elcats book, doing a little ball hawking as well. And they have been contesting everything, been knocking the ball away from the dribblers, been stepping into the passing lanes, just doing a really, really good job on defense. And that's paying dividends on the other end. So 6:40 left until the start of the second half. And by the way, you are listening to this game on the Los Alamos Daily Post YouTube channel. And very, very cool. We get to do this, and we were ship without a captain there for a while, Gene. But
Yes.
Thank you very much, Carol Clark and the Daily Post. We're back on doing what we absolutely love doing and calling these games for you. And we especially want to thank the Los Alamos County first responders, the fire department, and the police department. We have just some awesome first responders here in Los Alamos County. We have just about the safest town you're going to see. Any problems you got, give them a call, and they'll be there and make sure everything is okay. And we are so thankful for the fire department and the police department. And they're on top of everything, and we appreciate their support. Checking out the scoring real quick. Boy, Los Alamos getting 8 girls into the scoring column.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and that doesn't always happen. And they are led by Gigi Romero. She had 7. All 7 of those coming in the second quarter. As a matter of fact, she had a 3-pointer, one of 5 girls to have a 3-pointer in that second quarter. For the 5'8" freshman, she also had a nice putback and a couple of free throws. So she has 7 points. 6 points for Emma Raven. Nice game so far for Emma on both ends of the court. Had a couple of steals to go along with a couple of buckets in the first quarter, and 5 points each for Lena Chavez and Carly Holland. Well, we saw Carly at that at the time out there, and boy, she looked like a big bad wolf. She was huffing and puffing. She did get a little bit of a breather, but she has been all over the place tonight as well. And 4 points for Abby Martinez, a 3-pointer for Caitlyn Velarde, and 2 points for Michelle Macias and Sophia Trujillo getting into the act as well. And boy, Sophia the other night had a pretty nice game for herself too. That was cool to see.
Yeah, she really was. And so, like Mike said, 8 players get in the scoring column for Los Alamos, and for Pojoaque, they had 5 players get into the scoring column for their total of 23 points. And the Hilltoppers, they came up with 12 field goals, and 5 of those were 3-pointers, and they were 5 of 7 from the free throw line. So Pojoaque came up with 7 field goals, and 3 of those were 3-pointers, and they were 6 of 9 from the free throw line. So both teams shooting about the same from the free throw line. But anyway, the Hilltoppers, who were down 8-6, and there wasn't a whole lot of offensive production in that first quarter, but boy, I'm telling you, they came out the second quarter, and boy, they were hot as a pistol. I mean, they were smoking, and boy, they just took off. 28 points, 5 3-pointers. Wow, that's one of the best quarters we've seen these girls play all season long.
Yeah, it really was. And by the way, Gene, for the Cats actually hit 3 3-pointers in that second quarter, and those were also by 3 different girls. Nobody has 2 3-pointers in this game yet. Anissa Herrera, Marissa Martinez, and Tony Aquino right there at the end. That's not really her game, but she threw it up, and no problem there right at the buzzer. And Tony with 4 points, and just having some ball handling issues for Tony. And as we've been saying, we've seen Tony forever and ever and ever, and more than once she's taken us to the woodshed.
Oh yeah,
but just was not able to get on track in that first half. But Tony, excellent athlete, and we've seen her forever. So we'll see. That was probably just a little blip on the radar there. She can get things together again in a hurry. By the way, Anissa Herrera had 8 points. She's the leading scorer for the Pojoaque Valley Cats as both teams get back on the floor and shooting around a little bit. So, the toppers, this is, like we said, this is a competitive district, and still, have a date with the Moriartos, and boy, Moriarty you just saw seeing what they were doing in the early part of this season, and they were just absolute gangbusters. And I can't say we were surprised exactly, because we've been watching Moriarty for a couple of years,
yes.
and they are just, every one of those girls top to bottom, and they're not real big girls, but they have a nonstop motor, every last one of them.
Oh, I've never seen a team hustle the way those girls hustle. And they had those 2 sisters. Boy, I mean, they were awesome. The coach's daughters, and boy, I mean, they were absolutely awesome. And we still have one of those sisters playing for Pojoaque. And so, as Mike pointed out, the next game for the Hilltopper girls will be Moriarty, and that's a rescheduled game, I do believe. Well, they play on Thursday. I play on Friday, and they play next Tuesday, and one of those is a reschedule. And anyway, and then the boys are going to go to Pojoaque on Thursday night. So our next game will be Pojoaque, and everybody's looking at the weather. They're predicting a humongous snowstorm here in Los Alamos, and everybody's looking at the weather, trying to decide, okay, are we going to have any school cancellations and game cancellations?
Well, we were scheduled to have a big snowstorm a couple of weeks ago, and that ended up being a total bust.
Yes, totally.
So, but this one sounds pretty legit, at least according to Mr. Steve Stucker. And, if Steve says it, then that's the way it is.
Yeah. Carly Holland, 3-point shot, starts things off with a 3-point basket. So she just passed it to the wing, came back to her, and she said, "Oh, the heck with it." And she just put it up for her 8th point. Top of the key. Boy, beautiful shot. Tony Aquino dishes it underneath, and the ball rolls around the side of the rim. Kenya Macias comes down with the rebound. Tony Aquino just yanks it out of her hands, and then it's a held ball. So the possession will go to Pojoaque. Hilltoppers up by 14 right now, 37-23, having a lot of trouble getting the ball in. They finally bring it all the way out near half court to Anissa Herrera. Herrera now on the dribble, getting a screen from Tony Aquino. Hilltoppers play it nicely. Herrera loses the handle, as Mike said. They've had all kinds of trouble that way tonight. They bring it to Gigi Romero. Romero's going to hold up and get it to Carly. Holland now on the dribble between the circles. Pulls up the top of the key over to Gigi Romero. Back to Carly. I thought Carly was going to plop it again. Comes over now. The pass comes inside to Kenya Macias, knocked away by Amaya Gonzalez. Kenya's on the floor, and Michelle Macias runs over to help her up. So the two of them are back there while Pojoaque has a 5-on-3 fast break going. But the Hilltoppers do a good job of defending that and knock it out of bounds. 37-23. They finally do bounce it into Aquino. Aquino has a double dribble. So she caught the ball and dribbled it, and then she put it on the floor again. But we're going to have a personal foul, and this one's going to go to Carly Holland. And that's going to be her first and the first team foul. And Tony Aquino at the free throw line, and she was 1 for 2 earlier. Misses the first one here, and she'll shoot one more. She has 4 points in the ball game, thanks to that desperation shot from half court at the end of the half. Her second shot is off. Rebound comes down to Michelle Macias. She gets it to Carly. Holland will bring it across the timeline. Over to Gigi Romero. Down low to Michelle Macias. Back to Gigi. Carly Holland in the corner. Puts it up. Rebound is going to come down to, well, it came down to Marissa Martinez. She was challenged by Michelle Macias. She got it away from Michelle, and then it scooped out of her hands out of bounds. 37-23. Gigi Romero will inbound it for Los Alamos. Having a lot of trouble getting it in. Finally brings it out on top to Lena Chavez. Carly Romero puts up the three, partially blocked. The ball's on the floor and going for it, both number fours. That was Marissa Martinez and Lena Chavez. The only problem is Marissa ended up sitting down out of bounds. So they call her for out of bounds. Gigi Romero goes in and puts up a little short jumper. She's whacked. She goes down, and now she'll go. Sure, she goes down. Now she'll go to the free throw line, and that personal foul is going to go to Marissa Martinez. Let's see, to Ray. That goes to Ray. So that's Ray's second. Gigi Romero at the free throw line for Los Alamos. She'll shoot 2. This first one is off. That's unusual. Gigi, a good free throw shooter, has 7 points in the ballgame. She's already put in 2 free throws. So she'll shoot one more. Hilltoppers up by 14 right now, 37-23. Gigi's second shot way short. Well, that's unusual. So Gigi misses them both. So the Hilltoppers now with a trapping defense. Boy, they're all over the place. Now they brought their defense way out. They try to pass it underneath to Tony Aquino, picked off by the Hilltoppers. They're going to get it up to Carly Holland. Holland's going to pull up. She's going to put up the 3. That one rims around and comes out. Rebound is going to come down to Kenya Macias. She's immediately tied up. The alternating possession will go to Los Alamos.
And that's the thing, and we've seen that for years with the L-Cats. You can't hold on to the ball for more than about a second and a half. Somebody's going to come and try to grab it.
Oh, absolutely. Just like Espanola. So Carly Holland takes the inbound pass, gets it to Gigi Romero. Gigi loses the ball right to Carly. So slips out of her hands, but comes right to Carly. 3-point shot by the Hilltoppers. That was off Tony Aquino. That shot taken by Lena Chavez. Tony Aquino with the rebound as we come down to 5:25 to go here in this third quarter. 37-23. The Hilltoppers up by 14. And looking inside of Marissa Martinez, she's going to screen, gets the screen from Tony Aquino and goes around the screen and takes the ball to the hole. And she's fouled, but the rebound pulled down by Annika Uriosti, and Annika is fouled. And Annika will go to the free throw line, and she's going to shoot 2. And that personal foul,
I think it's going to go to Lena.
Yeah, went to Lena Chavez, her third. That's the second team foul on Los Alamos. And we have a lot of substitutions for Ray Romero right now. We'll see if we can set those for you as Annika at the free throw line shooting 2. This one is off. Rebound comes down to Emma Raven. Raven will get it up the floor to Abby Martinez. Abby's going to pull up. I thought she was going to pull up. She started to take it to the hole, and she turns around and gets it out to Sophia Trujillo, who will hand it to Carly Holland now with the ball on the floor. Gets it to Gigi Romero. Romero, the freshman, will get it now over to Carly. They're going to take it down low to Emma Raven. So Sophia Trujillo goes into the lane, puts a shot up, gets her own rebound. So she dribbled around everybody, came open into the lane, and then rushed the shot. went off to the side of the rim and the backboard, but she was able to keep going, grab it, and then she puts it in. I mean, she gets fouled, that personal foul. Let's see, is going to go to, let's see, that's Marissa Martinez. And so she picks up her third, and that is the second team foul, I do believe. Yeah, second team foul. And so did she make that first one or miss it? I thought she made it.
I thought you did too.
They haven't put a score up yet.
Keep an eye on that.
So anyway,
I thought she made it.
So did she did. She did. So
39-23 ball game, and that's going to be over and back, I think, on the Elkettes. No,
should be.
That certainly looked like it. I don't think the ball was.
Well, what are they trying?
I have no idea what there's a stoppage of play here. I think they're saying there was a problem with the clock, but
Ray Romero is like, "What's the matter with your new clock? A brand new scoreboard?" Ray actually wasn't doing that, but anyway,
no, he was. I think he was wanting clarification why it wasn't his ball, and that's it's a fair question. I didn't. I thought that was an over and back call, but the official apparently wanted a stoppage of clock before that.
So 39-23, and I tell you, I don't know why we didn't have a 5-second dribbling violation on Anissa Herrera, but an awful lot of dribbling right now by Pojoaque. They have not scored in this half, and we're halfway through this third quarter. Looking inside, and Tony Aquino out of the ball game right now for Coach John Salazar. But, so we finally do get it inside, and a shot is going to be put up by Amaya Gonzalez. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up again, gets it, and this time it's blocked by Los Alamos. Carly Holland just takes it right to the hole. Boy, I mean, Anissa Herrera was waiting for her, and she just gave a little half fake, no look fake, and that and boy, that worked perfectly. And so Carly lays it in, and she now has 10 points in the ball game. Now down on the other side, a shot put up by Pojoaque, that is off, but going for the rebound, Lena Chavez picks up her fourth personal. So
no, that was on the Hellcats.
They called that on the Hellcats. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I had to take a double.
So Marissa Martinez gets her fourth.
Yeah, I thought that was on Lena.
41-23. Pojoaque still has not scored, and so taking it down the lane, taking it down the baseline on the right side. Abby Martinez puts up the shot. It's too short. Lost out of bounds by Pojoaque. Hilltoppers will inbound it under their own basket, baseline right. They get it inside in the corner to Sofia Trujillo. Her shot blocked by Tony Aquino. Everybody, I don't know what they expected. I don't know if they thought the referee was going to call a foul or what. Everybody just stopped. I mean, everybody. And then finally, the Hilltoppers take a shot, and the rebound comes down to Daylin Rodriguez, who puts it back in.
I think they were expecting after Aquino blocked the shot that it was going to go out of bounds, and it didn't. Trujillo actually grabbed it right before it went out of bounds, and everybody on the floor assumed it was going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, they just all stood there. So Tara McDonald comes in the ballgame, replacing Emma Rabin. We have 2:38 remaining. It's a 20-point lead for Los Alamos, as Pojoaque still has not scored. Pass inside to Tony Aquino is knocked away. Loose ball picked up by Sofia Trujillo. Sofia quickly up the floor to Abby Martinez. Abby's going to take it to the hole, has her shot blocked. Rebound comes down to Daylin Rodriguez. She puts it back up and in. So Daylin Rodriguez picks up her fourth point and makes it now 45-23, a 22-point lead, Mike, for the Hilltoppers. Unbelievable. And we've got, 2, 14 remaining in this quarter, and Pojoaque has still not scored.
No, they've gotten a couple of trips to the foul line, came up empty on both of those. But from the floor, taking shots, they've only had a couple of halfway decent looks, and that's been about it.
Yeah, they really have. And so now we're going to have look like a held ball again. And this one is should go to, well, I thought it was going to go to the Hilltoppers. But anyway, it goes to Pojoaque. And now walking it up the floor is Marissa Martinez as she's gone to the point. And Anissa Herrera out of the ball game right now. She's been at that point the whole ball game. So now trying to come down the left side of the lane, and she gets a little bump from Los Alamos, and that one is going to go to Alyssa Garcia. That'll be her first. That is the third team foul on Los Alamos.
Alyssa kind of snuck in there. I didn't even see her go in.
Yeah. Abby Martinez checks out of the ball game. Caitlyn Velarde in for Los Alamos. So, well, they should have had double dribble. Boy, Tara McDonald.
Oh, my goodness. What a collision.
Whoa. She ran into Lauren Salazar. I'll tell you, Tara didn't move, but boy, Lauren sure did. Wow. Pass underneath against Daylin Rodriguez. And it's blocked by Tony Aquino. Down the floor in a hurry comes Pojoaque. Pulling up is Marissa Martinez. They get it down on the baseline, and now in a double team, dish it off to Tony Aquino, but underneath. But we're going to have a foul on the baseline, and that one's going to go to Lauren Armijo as they had trapped the Pojoaque girl there. Pojoaque had trapped her right up against the baseline, and Hilltoppers are called for the foul. Kenya Macias comes in, replacing Daylin Rodriguez. And we have a minute 18 to go here in this third quarter. They get into Tony Aquino. She loses a handle again. Boy, she just had trouble with that all night long. Back in the ball game right now is Anissa Herrera, and she's gone back to the point. So Anissa, three-point shot. This one's partially blocked by Los Alamos. Comes right down to Tara McDonald. McDonald's going to get it up now to Lauren Armijo. Armijo brings it across the timeline. Back to Armijo. So the Hilltoppers now working it around the three-point line. We have 45 seconds to go here in this third quarter play. And the Hilltoppers still just working it around. And so Ray Romero wants them to take one final shot. So he's telling everybody, spread out.
I think Ray wants the shutout in the quarter here.
Yeah, I think he does. They get it inside now to Tara McDonald. McDonald back to Lauren Armijo. Armijo puts the shot up. We have 20 seconds to go. Here comes Anissa Herrera. Starts to put up the three. And so Amaya Gonzalez with it. She starts to put up the three. Ray Romero is frantic. Get your hands up. And so now they're counting down here. They get it to Tony Aquino. Aquino puts it up at the buzzer. And everybody from Los Alamos side is very happy to see Pojoaque score no points.
Wow. And when was the last time in the Los Alamos Pojoaque game that happened?
Boy,
I don't know. It may not have.
Not that I ever recall, but it's it's kind of interesting the way sports go. Cheer for the other team not to make any points.
That is a shutout by the Hilltopper defense against the Pojoaque Valley Hellcats.
11-0.
Unbelievable. I sure don't remember that ever happening to the Hellcats. I think they have flirted several times with shutting us out in quarters, but the Hellcats usually they got nothing going. It wasn't even it wasn't a case where they just couldn't find the bucket or something like that. There was nothing to be found. The Los Alamos defense was all over Pojoaque all across the court. I mean, they were even having trouble getting it over the timeline. And when they did, Los Alamos was right in their face. They had to force half a dozen turnovers just in that quarter alone. And there was just nothing for Pojoaque's offense.
And then kind of rub salt in the wound a little. Los Alamos gets the ball to start that fourth quarter. So anyway, they're going to bounce it underneath to Kenya Macias. She gets it to Michelle Macias. Boy, great ball movement by the Hilltoppers. Boy, that was nice. As it started things off with Lena Chavez, and she got it to Kenya, and then Kenya over to Michelle. Boy, they moved that ball very well. That's now Michelle's fourth point in the ball game. And we have a basket by Pojoaque waved off. So
oh, my goodness.
Tony Aquino made the basket, but they're.
Oh, they waved that one off. Actually, I thought that was on the shot, but no.
They're going to say it occurred before the shot. So the personal foul went to, they get it into Tony Aquino, and finally Pojoaque gets on the board, and Tony's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. But that personal foul is going to go to Michelle Macias. That'll just be her first. That is a fourth team foul. And so Tony Aquino at the free throw line trying to complete the three-point play, and she does.
That's 7 points for Tony tonight, and she's going to go check out. She's going to sit on the bench. But a little bit of a rough night for all the Elkettes, but especially for Tony. And you know, she's wow. Well, they're going to put her right back in. So you had about a 10-second breather there.
Yeah. So it's like offense defense right now. They coming up with a full court press, and they do steal it away. Anissa Herrera steals it away, starts to lose it out of bounds, bounces it off one of the Hilltoppers. Long pass up the floor after a steal by Gigi Romero up to Carly Holland, and Holland just comes in and lays it in for two. She now has 12 points in the ball game, and it's 49-26, 23-point lead for Los Alamos. Just underway here in this fourth quarter. And boy, the way that first quarter went, I thought it was going to be pretty competitive. But 8-6, the Hilltoppers are down after one quarter, outscored Pojoaque 28-15 in the second, 11-0 in the third, Mike.
Unbelievable as the Elkettes take a 30-second timeout here. They have 3 left, Toppers with 4, I believe. They took a 30-second timeout in that first half. But, yeah, this has just been something else. And this is really kind of what the doctor ordered for the Toppers. They needed a complete team effort game, and that's exactly what they're getting tonight against their chief rival, the Elkettes, who have just been scrambling since the opening tip. And it has been a solid ball game in every single phase for Los Alamos. And the Hilltoppers, this is, like I said, this is exactly what they needed, not just against the Elkettes, but really just to, stay competitive in this district going on an 0-3 hole, which unless we see a big turnaround by the Elkettes, that's exactly going to happen to them. And 3 games down at this part in the district season, that is tough to come back from.
Well, John Salazar has obviously told Tony to pick up the intensity, pick up the aggression, because she's playing in this quarter an entirely different quarter. She just took that ball to the hole and surprised she didn't make it. And down the baseline on the left side, boy, nice move that time by Carly Holland. Holland with 14 points in the ball game, and she came down the baseline on the left side, and a little floater from about 8 feet out. Anissa Herrera still on the dribble, loses the handle. Gigi Romero almost picks up the loose ball. The ball is loose again. Finally, they're going to bring it back out to Anissa. She gets a screen from Tony Aquino, takes it to the hole, And are they going to give her the basket? I believe so. Yeah, they do. So Anissa, she gets the basket, gives her 9 points in the ball game, and she'll go to the line to shoot one. That personal foul went to Michelle Macias, her second, and that is the 5th team foul on Los Alamos, or the 8th team foul. Let me correct that. A little behind here. The 8th team foul, and this is trying to complete the 3-point play. Nobody on the free throw line for Pojoaque, and so this shot is off, and so
she go out of bounds and back to Los Alamos.
So Carly Holland to Gigi Romero. Boy, good defense for the Pojoaque to get back, because it looked like Los Alamos was going to have a 2-on-1, but the transition that time by Pojoaque was fantastic. So the Lana Chavez gets a screen from Kenya Macias. They bring it over now down into the corner to Carly Holland, out on top of Gigi. Gigi between the circle directing traffic at this point, brings it back to Carly. Carly on the right side to Michelle Macias. Carly thinks about the three. Gigi, whoa, I thought she was going to take the three. She decides to take it in and put up a little jump shot from about 10 feet out of the right side of the lane. That is off, 51-28 right now. The Hilltoppers have scored 6, and Pojoaque has scored 5.
Foul on the floor, and that's going to go to Michelle Macias, silly reaching foul, and that's going to be her 3rd. So 51-28 ball game here, and that last possession, Gene Toppers really taking some air out of the ball. I think they just want to run this clock down and get out of here with the victory. So just not a whole lot of activity there on that side of the ball.
Well, I don't want to understand. They were setting up on the lane, and Anissa Herrera puts in the first. They were setting up on the lane. Gigi Romero was set up under the basket. Gigi is 5'8", and then Alyssa Garcia runs over and says, "No, let me there." She's 5'4", so she's the shortest girl on the floor, and she's down on the closest to the on the lane. She's the closest under the basket. So I didn't quite understand that one. So the shot by Anissa is good. And Carly Holland dribbling starts to lose the handle and goes behind her back and gets control. So
Carly showing off her Harlem Globetrotter resume there.
Boy, I mean, that was nice. Emma Raven in the corners. The Hilltoppers now pretty much in a spread out offense. So it doesn't look like Mike said, that Ray is going to try to run the score up here, Lee. They get it inside to Emma Raven. Raven puts his shot up. She's fouled. And this personal foul will go. Let's see who they're going to hand this to. They're going to give this one to Amaya Gonzalez. That's only her first. And that is the 4th team foul on Pojoaque. And Emma Raven at the free throw line. And bounces around.
Gets the shooter's roll.
Boy, did she ever.
That didn't look too hot but after the first bounce, but it fell.
So she now has 7 points in the ball game, and she's one for two from the free throw line. Make it 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Anyway, 4:15 to go in regulation, or in this ball game actually. Anissa Herrera gets a screen from Tony Aquino. Hilltoppers play it very well. They switch on them, and so Herrera goes around and then decides to take it to the hole as her shot blocked out of bounds.
I didn't think she had it blocked. I thought she just hit the bottom of the backboard. I didn't think anybody touched it.
I didn't either. I thought they're going to give it to the Hilltoppers. They get it to Tony Aquino. Aquino goes up against Emma Raven. Her shot is off. Rebound comes down to the Hilltoppers. Gigi Romero wide open down the floor. Ball is stolen away by Amaya Gonzalez, but good defense coming from behind that time. The 5'4" sophomore, Alyssa Garcia. Wow.
That was a quick transition because Garcia was heading down the other end of the court, stopped on a dime and was able to knock that away. So Alyssa getting the action tonight as well.
Yes. 52-30, and we're going to have a
hold.
Well, let's see who's going to get this one. They're saying one is going to be a 1-and-1, so they're going to call it on Emma Raven.
Emma Raven with the hold. That's a 10-yard penalty, and this is at a crucial junction here in the fourth quarter.
That's a 10th team foul. So Aquino will shoot 2, and that was Emma's only her first personal. And Aquino puts it up. Tony's shot goes up, and that is off. She's having a rough time from the free throw line tonight. She's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's 2 for. She's actually 3 for 6 actually. As it turns out, and she just made 2, which helps.
Tony going back to the bench, just off night for Tony. And
totally.
And you know, we would, like I said, we've seen her. She is usually very, very solid, and just didn't seem to have it tonight for whatever reason.
No. We've seen a few nights with girls that are off. So anyway, right now Caitlyn Velarde, and so it's right now a chasing, trapping defense trying for Pojoaque, but the Hilltoppers moving the ball very well. Emma Raven, they're pounding on Emma.
Oh, wow. She took a whack there on the arm.
We have Anissa Herrera is 5'3", and let's see, and then Milena Bau is 5'4". Emma Raven, who's 6 foot, and they're both pounding away the ball like a couple little mosquitoes, and so the Hilltoppers inbound it, and they're in no hurry to go to the basket.
Well, back to your point, you said a little while ago, Ray Romero trying to just run some clock and doesn't want to run up the score at all. This is a long time rivalry, and this is two teams that not huge fans of one another, but this has always been a very respectful rivalry, just from top to bottom. We've never really seen any serious unsportsmanlike type stuff. Both teams very respectful of each other. They have, and we have never seen a whole lot of monkey business or anything on either side.
Well, the other thing is all the girls know each other very well, so, and they play a lot in these all these wild other things that they have, the summer programs and stuff and club programs, whatever. But what's interesting, Mike, is that whenever a Hilltopper girl starts to penetrate with the ball, Ray jumps up and starts waving them back out. And don't go to the basket.
Yeah, no, and there's no need to do that at this point. Toppers are comfortably ahead. Just 2.5 minutes remaining. But that's always been the great thing about this rivalry. It's very competitive, very hard-nosed. These teams really love to get after each other. But, when something happens, you don't see anybody running up the score. You don't see anybody, going pushing or whacking somebody or anything like that. Just in all the years we watched this rivalry, we've just really never seen that.
No, they're just hard-fought competition. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it, and they get it into Sophia Trujillo. Trujillo coming down the middle of the lane, loses the ball. She actually tried to dribble into a quadruple team. And what's interesting is the ball gets tied up as a couple of the Pojoaque girls went to the floor to get the ball, couldn't handle it. Hilltoppers tie them up. So after dribbling into the I'm not sure what the referee's okay.
Well, they're saying it was Pojoaque ball. I'm not sure what maybe the arrow was pointed the wrong way or something. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently, because one referee kept saying nope. So I was going to say that after all that, Los Alamos ended up with the ball, but Pojoaque ended up with the ball. Now they quickly get it inside to Amaya Gonzalez. And Amaya, who had 5 points in the first quarter and has not scored since that time, will go to the free throw line and she'll shoot 2. And that personal foul went to Lauren Armijos for second. And Lauren, a 5'5" senior. So Amaya at the free throw line. Ready for, and this one she drops in.
Let's fix 1 out of 2. 52-32. There we go. And, a little turnaround for Caitlyn Velarde. Nothing but net in the lane. Got free, a little bit of a breakaway, and then nobody around her. And she needed to make a little bit of a move, but complete turnaround. And
that's an over. The ball comes in the backcourt. That really should be a backcourt violation because it was actually inadvertently kicked up the floor by one of the Pojoaque girls. But they're going to call it a held ball. We're going to have a 30-second timeout. And I think that must be Ray Romero taking the timeout.
Yeah, Ray took the timeout. What he should have done while it was rolling, he should have taken the timeout. That's an automatic possession for his team. Everybody knows that. So.
Yes.
Boy, there's a couple of calls in basketball that drive me nuts. That's one of them.
Yes.
when there's no clear possession and somebody calls a timeout and they automatically get the ball. That team automatically gets the ball. That is not how that works.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. They jump up right away, screaming timeout. Referees turn around, boy, and blow the whistle and make a big deal out of calling a timeout and give them the ball. And it's like, why are you giving them the ball? They never had possession. So we're going to inbound the ball under the basket. Hilltoppers will inbound the ball baseline left. Bounce it inside to Caitlyn Rodriguez.
Oh, and Caitlyn drops it in on the backdoor cut.
Yeah,
wow.
Unbelievable. Nobody picked her up at all.
Didn't even look at her.
No, they didn't. So nice move to the basket that time, and a shot put up by Marissa Martinez. That's off. Rebound. The shot put back by Pojoaque is off, and another rebound comes down to Amaya Gonzalez. And Amaya, she's finally fouled. So Pojoaque really hitting the boards. And Amaya will go to the free throw line. She was just there. She had 3 free throws in the first quarter. She was just there, and she was 1 for 2. She's going to shoot 2 right now, and she puts in the first. So right now she's 5 for 6 from the free throw line and has 7 points in the game. She's going to try to go for 8 here. 56-33. Hilltoppers up right now by 23. And they were up by 22 at the end of the quarter. And Amaya puts in the second one. Ball is stolen away inside by Amaya Gonzalez. Her shot goes up, but the rebound is, they battle for it. And let's see. Meliana Bowie, she ended up with the loose ball, and she's fouled. She's going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
Whoa!
As they've been in the double bonus for quite a while.
Yeah, first shot. Jake takes a jump shot from the foul line, which is perfectly legal, but nobody does that.
No, and I'm surprised that Shaquille O'Neal, they didn't have him take jump shots.
It certainly wouldn't have hurt his free throw percent. We have another foul here?
Yeah, she misses the second shot, and then Pojoaque gets the rebound. And Marissa Martinez, now she's fouled. And that personal foul is going to go to Caitlyn Rodriguez. That's going to be her second.
And another miss there by the Elcats. They're just has not been the Elcats' night in any phase of the game. And we've seen, Pojoaque teams in the past, they couldn't miss from the foul line if they wanted to.
No, and this one is also off.
Yeah, nothing. Wow, that's 4, 5, 6, 7 missed free throws in this fourth quarter. I think there's been seasons some Pojoaque teams haven't missed 7 free throws.
Across the timeline, and the ball is overthrown. and it's picked off right away by Marissa Martinez, and she's going to get it to Anissa Herrera, who's going to come in from the left side, and a little two-handed scoop shot, and she puts it in, and she's fouled by Alyssa Garcia. That's Alyssa's second personal, and now Anissa going to the line trying to complete the three-point play. This one is off, and the rebound is going to go out of bounds off of Lauren Armillo. So right now, Anissa with 12 points in the ball game. So right now, it's been all Pojoaque for a while, all down on their end of the court. Been doing a lot of ball hawking and really hitting the boards hard. Anissa Herrera. On her is Alyssa Garcia. Pass inside to Tony Aquino. Aquino puts it up and in. Great entry pass into Aquino. She now has 10 points in the ball game. Long pass down the floor with 30 seconds to go. Hilltoppers are going to bring it up. They're going to get it back now out to Caitlyn Velarde. Velarde over to Daylin Rodriguez and to Lauren Armillo. She loses a handle, retrieves the loose ball. And so now the Hilltoppers just going to letting the air out of the ball. They finally decide to take it to the hole, and so Abby Martinez couldn't stand the pressure. Saw the open lane, but I got to do it. I got to take this to the hole. So she has 4 points in the ball game, and let's see, she's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. So shooting foul, and so she's going to put that one in. So that's going to make it a 57-33. She now has 5 points. We have 17 seconds remaining in this ball game. And this second shot is off. Nobody on the lane for Los Alamos. Tony Aquino just grabs the rebound, hands it up to Anissa Herrera. Anissa going to shoot the three. Whoa, just off the back of the iron. Hilltoppers on the fast break. Abby Martinez is going to put it up with the left hand, up and in, and that's at the buzzer. So Abby Martinez pops one in at the buzzer to give her 7 points. And the final score, 59-38, as the Hilltoppers came up with 14 points in that quarter at the while the Elkettes came up with 15. So the Elkettes win the quarter.
Yeah, so they can take some solace. They did win 2 of the 4 quarters, but the other 2 all Los Alamos, those middle quarters, and wow, what a fantastic ball game for the Toppers, coming up big on both ends of the court when they needed it. And Los Alamos picks up its first W in the District 2 4A season. They are now 1-2, 10-9 overall after tonight's victory, and a nice victory it was. You know, coming in, we knew the Elkettes always play Los Alamos tough, and it would look like, exactly like you said, Gene, it was going to be a knockdown, drag-out battle here after 1 quarter of play. And but that second quarter, Los Alamos just absolutely caught fire on the offensive end. 28 points in that quarter for Los Alamos. That moves them way ahead. And then in the third quarter, their defense uncrackable. They put up the goose egg against the Elkettes, which, you know, 2 things you just don't see a whole lot of between these 2 teams. And Los Alamos moves out, picks up the big victory, and gets into the win column in District 2 4A. So I'm going to add things up real quick, Gene. But yeah, wow, what a ball game! And then, boy, I tell you what, you can give kudos to a lot of people on this Hilltopper roster. What a game for Carly Holland. She was all over the place defensively. You know, she was ball hawking all night, and then on the offensive end, just comes up huge. and
she had
put
14 points.
14 points. So huge night there for Carly. And then, but everybody I think that was on the floor tonight really chipped in for the Toppers with just probably, I think, the best overall, most complete team game I think we've seen for Los Alamos in quite some time.
Yeah, well, we have 13 girls on the roster, and 9 of the girls scored. So they really spread it around tonight. And Michael finished off the scoring here. Carly had led with 14, but everybody else contributed. I mean, absolutely everybody. It's really, really good balanced scoring tonight. And for Pojoaque, they were, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, let's see, 4, 5, 6 girls scored for Pojoaque in this ball game. But the Hilltoppers, they really spread it out, especially in that second quarter. I mean, everybody in that quarter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls scored in that second quarter. Unbelievable. And so Hilltoppers trailed 8-6 after the first quarter. They put up a 28-15 second quarter, took a 34-23 lead, and then they put up an 11-0 quarter in the third quarter, led 45-23, and then Pojoaque outshot them 15-14 in the fourth quarter. Hilltoppers' final score 59-58.
Yep. So 59-38.
59-38.
It was little more than a 1-point victory there for Los Alamos tonight, but that's all right. So for the Toppers, like we said, Carly Holland, 14 points. She was the co-leading scorer in this game, along with Anissa Herrera of Pojoaque Valley. Also tonight for Los Alamos, 3 girls with 7 points. Abby Martinez, how about her tonight? She was just like everybody else. She was wheeling and dealing tonight. She had 7. Emma Raven, nice game for her. She had 7 as well, and a big contributor on the defensive end. And then Gigi Romero finished with 6 points for Daylin Rodriguez, and 5 for Caitlyn Velarde, and Lena Chavez, 4 for Sofia Trujillo, and Michelle Macias. And I believe that's what we had. For the Elcats, like I said, Herrera ended up with 10 points for Tony Aquino. And, Tony just, even though she ends up in double figures, it's just not her night. But that's a little bit unusual for her. We're going to see her down there in Hakona, and I imagine she'll right the ship by that time. So 10 points for Tony. Amaya Gonzalez had 7, and that was most of it for the Elcats. Just could not get anything going. Like you said, shut out in that third quarter. And just fantastic defensive ball game, really throughout for Los Alamos, and just an unbelievable second quarter. Like we said, 5 3-pointers from 5 different girls. And just a fantastic quarter.
Yeah, so they just poured it on in the quarter, and then they just continued right on into the fourth quarter. They made 28 points in the second quarter, and then they got into the fourth quarter. They only scored 11, but while they were only scoring 11, they held Pojoaque to 0. So actually over 2 quarters, the second and third quarter, the Hilltoppers outscored Pojoaque at 39-15. Unbelievable. And so anyway, Mike, so the Hilltoppers a decisive win tonight. It looked like as things started off, it wasn't going to be that way, but boy, did they take over that ball game in the second quarter. Amazing. And so the situation for us is that, on Thursday, the Hilltopper boys are supposed to go to Pojoaque, and then on Friday, the Moriarty Pinto girls are supposed to come here to Los Alamos to take on the Hilltoppers. But everybody predicting the big snow, and like Mike said, the last big snow we had was a total bust. But I don't know what happens. So we might have a snow day tomorrow, maybe. And I don't know how it'll affect the week if we do have a big snow. But anyway, just keep checking with the Daily Post. They put the schedule up every day. So
Also put up the weather. So,
oh yes, they do.
So check that out. So if you're trudging in from outside and you're knee deep in snow, check the Daily Post for the weather to see if it's snowing or what have you. Just got to keep up with that.
Yes, you really do, and take advantage of your Daily Post, because they're right there for you all the time. And we want to thank Carol Clark for that. And I want to thank Nate Limback and John McHale and Carol for putting all this together, as we always say, and the Daily Post doing a fantastic job here in Los Alamos. And I want to thank the police department, the fire department for their sponsorship. And I want to certainly thank Carol for picking up the slack for us. So Mike, that's going to do it for us.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Big win for Los Alamos. But you have a big challenge coming up against the Pintos. Again, assuming the weather doesn't hold out, it's already been postponed once. We're hoping that doesn't get postponed again. And I think the way it works out, Gene, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to play Moriarty here. Then the next game for the girls will be Moriarty in Moriarty. I think that's yes, how it ended up. The schedule ended up shaking out.
They would play Moriarty here Friday, and then go to Moriarty on Tuesday.
Wow! So back-to-back games against the Pintos. They'll get to know each other pretty well. But Toppers get into the win column in district. That's what they needed to do tonight, and they did it in impressive fashion.
I think we're running out of battery. I think so. We're going to say goodnight. Finals for the Hilltoppers win this one going away, and 59-38. So, well, maybe we're not out of battery. I think it was John McHale was causing interference. Anyway, so have a great snow day tomorrow, and you can make an even better snow day. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart, and don't forget to hug that penguin. But the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And night, sweetie pie. Miss you an awful lot, honey. I certainly do. Bye-bye.